Top 10 cinematic facts. So I think it's my third walk to the village. Knees holding up. Been to the gym a few times too. Squats. Then squats, the 20 minutes, every minute on the minute routine. I think you choose a percentage of your body weight. 3 reps. So I went with low. Volume's high, obviously. But load. The load is low. I think I chose correctly. Top 10 cinematic facts. Let's look at that thing in my hip though. Definitely going to have to see a doctor. My shoulder hurts too. Must have stepped on it funny. The Jippo's gone, as you can see. I don't think it's going to be reversed top 10 because I don't think I'll be able to remember them all. When I think of top 10 cinematic fights, a couple just big raving over there. A couple easily just spring into mind, so we'll start with probably number 1. From Russia with Love. I think it's 1963, I think. It's the second Bond film for Goldfinger. You should to talk Goldfinger. It's James Bond versus Red Grant on a train. If you watched the clip where Red Grant stalks Bond, just classic cinema. The director, the cinematography on that one. Brilliant. And the fight, Bond films became famous for Bond taking on henches who are just physically superior or having epic fights with equals, people who were physically on a par, athletically and technically, skill set with Bond. And the big bosses were sometimes good fighters, sometimes not. But, what's that? Some jabroni in a fast car. From Russia with Love, Red Grant sets the stage for when Bond actually gets really beaten. And it's through, I think, luck. Or just, it's a slim, 1% chance. Out of 100 times, Red Grant would win 50, Bond would win 50. This time Bond wins 51. And it's short because of the confinements of the cabin, the train cabin. It gives it that extra little sort of confined, small space. There's no frippery. But I can just remember some of the moves now with the suitcase. Because Bond only manages really to get into the fight situation thanks to the little trick he does with the suitcase. And Sean Connery, big bloke, masculine, good batter you. The other fight that springs to mind is They Live. I think it's 1988. Rowdy, Piper, and I can't think of his name. Keith David played Childs in The Thing. Good actor, big bloke too, naturally big. Great voice actor too, amazing. I think he was Goliath. Gargoyles. And he's probably been in many things over time. I know he was the baddie in the Disney one of the Disney cartoons in the early 90s. But yeah, good thing about obviously the They Live fight, I mean it goes on. It's in a street, dirty street. Because of the length of it, they do try and show you scrapes that the two get into. And they do a good job of acting aching as they go on. And of course, because it's Piper, there's a gut wrench suplex in there. I think there's a clothesline. There's a backdrop, a back suplex. It's just good because it's a dance. It's like a wrestling match. It goes up, it tells a story. It goes up, it goes down. There's lulls, you think it's over, and it's not. And at the end, they're both buggered. That's one of the things that makes a great fight, especially if it has time close for a second. Which I think puts me in mind of the next one, which is got a cyclist on this paper here, which is it's the space film. It's off the paper. Smiled, didn't smile back. The space film. Serenity. The kind of space Wild West film. Captain Mal. I can't think of that great quote he has about shooting people. It's a good one. He fights Chewie Ejiofor. I think it's early 90s or late 90s. That's good with films post-millennial, post-2000. But I think that possibly has the best example of a fight actually representing damage done. It's a fairly lengthy fight. It's on a podium in a silo for a satellite dish uplink, I think. And that one shows the cuts and the bruises they get. And again, Captain Mal beats, I think he's called the Operative, beats the Operative by technical advantage. Because the Operative is, well, you can't say unbeatable, but there's no, you can't quite, even for someone who's a good capable fighter, you can't quite see how they would beat the Operative. Except there's a little bit of hidden information, which is why it gets done. So that's 3. And there probably would be my top 3. Philo Beddoe. Philo Beddoe for president. So I'm going to choose the Philo Beddoe match from Every Which Way You Can, when he takes on, oh, wow, I can't remember the character's name, or the actor. He's a big bloke too. I think he was actually a real life fighter. Great styling though. Stash, because it's the early 80s, I think 1982. Because they made it. Because I think at that point in time, Every Which Way But Loose was Clint's largest film commercially. So they made Any Which Way You Can pretty much immediately because it was just so successful. Clint Eastwood. Great actor. And there's a bloke. He's had 6 shots at only 5. I've seen this as a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world. Yeah, and the fight they take on, because they're both professional fighters, amateur. and then they're going to fight and then they don't, and they actually start to fight in a barn so nobody can watch them, but because they're so durable, the pair of them, it breaks down to the barn, kids watch it, eventually the entire town sees, and Quiet Man style, they fight across the town. And then somebody wins. Who wins? I think Every Which Way You Can, Every Which Way But Loose gave rise to those solid punch sounds of the 70s and 80s, which I always used to think punches sounded when you hit people. That kind of thwack, whack noise. And of course, mentioning the Quiet Man, we have Duke, and we have, oh man, what's his name? The big fella, no, he's the big fella. Can't think of his name. The guy that plays Red. I can't even think of Duke's character's name either. He plays a retired professional boxer, heavyweight, because Duke was a massive player. Another great cowboy actor. I'm going to recall the other actor's name when I get to my destination. And maybe I'll look it up, because otherwise it'll kill me.